Helljumpers, Chapter 10, Part 2. A flash of light lit the bridge of the stalwart Dawn as Twilight teleported into the bridge, stumbling a bit from the teleport since the teleporting while in slip space was something she had only theoretically worked out. Most of the bridge crew was staring wide-eyed at the pony, only to get drawn back to reality by the Covenant's attempts of getting through the door. "Private Sparkle, I hope your plan is more thought through than just teleporting onto my bridge," Captain Ross calmly stated.
"Not really,"
Twilight replied while taking off her helmet, getting a confused look from the captain.
"The helmet was interfering with my spellcasting. Anyway, could you please open the blast doors, Captain?"
Twilight asked while spinning up a new spell. Black smoke started to form around her horn and her eyes turning green with red pupils, and also a purple mist started leaking from the sides of her eyes.
"I'd like to meet our guests,"
Twilight's voice disturbing everyone on the bridge as the altered voice seemed to drip with hatred. Captain Ross recoiled a bit, the pony in front of him sounding more like a demon from hell than the pony he had first met. Nodding at one of his officers, the man got busy typing in the command to open the door. A few loud clicks emanated from the door as it quickly slid open, revealing an elite with an energy sword. Twilight, not wasting time, let loose the grip on the spell that she had been holding, and a large pillar of black crystal grew out of the ground, impaling the elite. Casting another spell that made the crystal dissipate into a cloud of black smoke, she cleared the entrance route and charged out of the bridge, accompanied by an ear-deafening screech. The sounds of various kinds of plasma weaponry could be heard going off in the hallways outside. But, in between the noise of weapons, various cracks of bones, and splats, they could be heard. A few grunts managed to shout out demon before the sounds from the hallway stopped, and the officer responsible for the sensors reported.
"No more contacts outside the bridge. Units in the port hangar are mopping up the last of the boarders right now."
The bridge stayed quiet after that as everyone was looking out the blast door where a large puddle of blood was forming. The captain took the initiative and drew his magnum and walked up to the door, peeking around the corner of the door into the hallway. His stomach turned at what he saw. Bodies in various states of mutilation scattered throughout the hall. Some with severed limbs, blood was covering everything, even the walls, as some bodies showed clear signs of being thrown against them. At the end of the hall, he saw Twilight, her eyes turning back to their normal colors, looking around as if she had just been woken up from a deep sleep. Taking in her surroundings, her pupils shrunk to pinpricks as she realized what surrounded her. Her knees seemed to give away immediately as she slipped into unconsciousness. In Equestria, it had taken Princess Luna almost all night to forge Rainbow's armor, but in Rainbow's eyes, it was totally worth it. The armor itself was made up of thick sheets of metal covering her torso from neck to flank. Her legs had metal boots and her shins were protected by leg-enveloping pieces of armor, although the upper part of her front leg was lacking armor to preserve the ability for easy movement. The forging of the plates themselves wasn't the hardest part of creating the armor. Princess Luna's spellwork made the armor lighter to the point that the heavy armor felt like mere light armor had taken up most of Luna's time. The final thing Dash got was something she didn't expect. The princess has been hauling a package with her on the way to the castle and has yet to show it to her. When Dash finally was allowed to see what it was, it turned out to be a very large longsword. The weapon had initially confused Rainbow as swords in general were weapons designed for unicorns, not Pegasi. But after explaining that Guardians of the Dreamworld used to be primarily unicorns, the tradition was started that every one of them would carry a sword with them, even if Earth Ponies and Pegasi were in there, but she assured that Dash would be getting a set of wing blades after reporting to the guard post located in Ponyville's town hall. After getting led from the Everfree Forest to the plains near to Ponyville, the princess huffed her scroll for the guards in Ponyville, and said her goodbyes before teleporting back to Canterlot to rest up after spending almost the entire night in the forge with Rainbow. Dash herself was also at the end of her energy reserves since she had forgone her naps, not wanting to miss a moment of the creation of her armor. Pushing through her drowsiness, she flew past her house to Town Hall to link up with the two Thestrals that had recently been assigned there, bringing the guard total of Ponyville up from 5 guards to 8, 3 of whom being night guards. Arriving at Town Hall, she quickly made her way to the guard section where she found a male and female Thestral, both having a typical gray coat and the stallion having blue hair, while the mare had white hair, sitting at a table playing a card game.
"Come on! Can't you at least let me win so every now and then, Moonlight?
The mare shouted while throwing her hooves of cards onto the table. No can do. You just have to outsmart me next time, Breeze. The stallion responded as he started shuffling the deck of cards again. Rainbow cleared her throat trying to get the attention of the two ponies, and their ears turning into the direction of the sound before they turned their heads. Oh, you must be that extra set of hooves we got promised. Glad you finally showed up, the stallion roared.
Darn, girl. You look like you can take on a manticore in that armor,
the mare added.
I'm Arctic Breeze.
She held out her hoof, which Rainbow shook.
Rainbow Dash.
Wait, hold on. You mean you're the element of loyalty? The stallion asked. I'm Moonlight Spectre, by the way, he added, also holding out his hoof, which Rainbow shook.
Yup,
Dash replied, in her best Big Mac impression.
So, anyway, my big question is how you didn't recognize me. The rainbow mane is pretty distinct.
Oh, Thestrals don't have full color vision. It's not black and white, but, well, there are certain colors that we just can't see, Moonlight shrugged. Although, we make up for that shortcoming in the night vision department.
So, do you want to play our little card game?
Arctic Breeze asked.
We've already finished all the patrols for the night, so we could use another player. Maybe next time. I've been up all day with my friends and night with my sovereign as she made the armor.
Rainbow explained, getting two raised eyebrows from the Thestrals over how she addressed Princess Luna.
I'm just here to drop off this scroll she gave me before I'm hitting the hay.
Arctic Breeze took the scroll and thanked Rainbow, after which the Pegasus set off to her cloud home. Landing on her porch, she found that the armor didn't hamper her ability to walk on clouds. Chalking it up to a spell, she walked up to her room and without taking off her armor, she dropped into her cloud bed and fell asleep. Rainbow opened her eyes, getting her first view of the expanse of stars around her. One of the other notable things were the tens of thousands of bubbles floating around. Each and every one contained a world of its own, where ponies roamed and did everyday tasks or were having fun. Another thing that drew Rainbow's attention was a large black scar that seemed to tear the skyscape. Dash stood up and started to walk towards the scar, that is, if there was any ground to stand on. Quickly unfurling her wings, she tried to keep aloft by flapping, to no avail. Panicking slightly, Rainbow flailed around trying to get a hold of anything solid. The first thing she got a hold of ended up being a blue leg. Looking up, she found that the leg belonged to Princess Luna, who was looking very amused down at the Pegasus, desperately holding onto her leg.
Thine can let go of our leg. In the dream worlds thou cannot fall.
Dash looked up at the princess, slowly letting go of the leg, finding that she just floated in place and didn't fall down.
Where are we, my sovereign... Princess?
Rainbow asked, mentally smacking herself for falling back to the oldie speak caused by the spell. Luna grins, motioning around the worlds that they were standing in.
This, my princess, is the dream world.